Greetings, welcome to our journey through the shaded corridors of the Indian Ocean, where the strategic submarine base is the covert headquarters in a grand geopolitical chess game. The players? India and China, two powerhouses locked in a bitter struggle for dominance in the Indo-Pacific theater. Today, we decrypt this game and unearth the subtle but compelling superiority India's maritime defense operations have over China's assertive naval tactics. Our story begins with a flash of history. It was the late 20th century when India, faced with rising security concerns, resolved to build its first submarine base. Lending solidity to the grand sea power vision, the international tussle kindled the urgency for a strategic stronghold along the rocky eastern coast of the subcontinent, jutting into the vast Indian Ocean, facing the South China Sea. Against the backdrop of heightened tensions and territorial disputes in the South China Sea, India's forward-thinking architects and engineers diligently created an undersea fortress that could effectively checkmate the expanding naval ambitions of their northern neighbor. Located on the Bay of Bengal, the base nestles in a ring of fortified islands that act as a natural barrier against hostile movements. Known only by its code name, Project Varsha, this high-stakes initiative is a testament to India's keen understanding of the strategic significance of a robust submarine force vis-a-vis China's increasing naval assertiveness. Like a chess master, India positioned its pieces strategically, anticipating every move, ensuring that it always holds the edge. Project Varsha is not just about a physical naval base, it is a story of anticipatory moves, extensive geopolitical studies, and the cumulative foresight of visionaries. It reshapes the game plan by adding an indelible imprint of Indian ingenuity and grit, a win for every Indian on the regional and global strategic chessboard. The Indian Navy recognized the significance of submarines as the silent killers, deadly in their stealth, patrolling beneath the oceanic surface, waiting to strike when required. Project Varsha factored in the necessary dispositions, infrastructure provisions, and advanced technologies to handle this lethal component of its maritime defense arsenal adequately. Unseen, unheard, and formidable, Indian submarines operate smoothly from the Project Varsha space while Beijing puzzles around naval vessels and warplanes aggressively encircling islands in the South China Sea and escalating tensions with neighboring countries. India has responded loud and clear to the auditory violence with an iron curtain of deafening silence. The submarine's associated force, the maritime aircraft, is as essential for control over waters as it is risky. India's indigenously developed maritime patrol aircraft, the P-8I, that enables it an unparalleled edge, prowls silently over the Indian Ocean region. Capable of carrying out long-range surveillance, anti-submarine warfare missions, and search and rescue operations, these aircraft add another dimension to India's maritime surveillance and warfare capabilities. These high-tech marvels, painted in their unique rayon-blue camouflage, hover peacefully above the vast expanse of the Bay of Bengal, their state-of-the-art sensors piercing the deep sea's veiled mysteries. The mighty sea giants silently rest below the mammoth waves, never fully surfacing, eternally lurking, protecting, and projecting India's maritime strength. India's strategic triumph doesn't end here. Project Varsha extends its strength to communicating its depth of awareness about geopolitical nuances with the Malabar exercise. A series of high-intensity naval war games involving India, the US, and Japan, the exercise conveys a powerful message about the multifaceted anti-submarine warfare capabilities. The continuous tension-soaked face-off over the Indian Ocean between the Indian Navy's silent hunters and the assertive Chinese expansionists brazenly showcases regional rivalries and enhances the multilateral defense cooperation to counter evolving threats head-on. Amid this teaming action, India's present Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, proposed the Security and Growth for All in the Region (SAGAR) doctrine. Echoing India's commitment to order and rule laws, he emphasized an inclusive and cooperative approach that transcends individual ambitions and respects every nation's right to peaceful uses of the seas for the benefit of all. India's Project Varsha embodies this doctrine. Beyond the multifaceted machinations of naval warfare lies yet another unspoken power: ocean intelligence. The maritime environment is a compendium of endless data that, when harnessed effectively, could yield valuable insights into strategic patterns, hotspots of activities, and vital choke points, guiding vessels tactically and facilitating decision-making at higher echelons. India's deft management of ocean intelligence enables the quick adaptation and formulation of agile strategies, further underscoring the vitality of Project Varsha. This inductive approach to reading the waves translates into sinking sea requirements with the country's larger strategic vision, weaving a seamless narrative of interdependent strength. Viewed through the diplomatic lens of power dynamics, India's intent is clear: to establish a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific, one that respects sovereignty and individual space, a vision inclusive of nations that promote peace and prosperity. Beyond strategic calculations and tactical maneuvers, India's maritime defense narrative is steeped in the vitality of human effort. Every officer, sailor, and engineer involved in Project Varsha is a spoke in the rugged wheel of naval operations. Their commitment, valor, and perpetual striving embody the resilience of the Indian Ocean region, and India's unwavering resolve to keep the waters peaceful and secure. The great Indian thinker, Rabindranath Tagore, sang of an ocean that wished for new horizons. Project Varsha is the embodiment of that expansive wish. But India's oceans do not wish alone, the murmurs of many nations resonate. The India-China chessboard encapsulates just one tension. This complex combination of shifting power dynamics, and the need for multilateral partnerships and strategies to maintain peace and uphold the rules-based order, lies at the heart of the challenge. As we near the shores of this fascinating voyage, we underscore that the Indo-Pacific is more than just a geographic category or an institutional construct. It is an emerging reality, shaping the destinies of nations. In this vast theater, even the smallest play can cause a ripple effect that reaches distant shores. The reassuring resonance is that India, through its strategic submarine base and the elaborate Project Varsha, is playing its part in balancing the symphony to keep the tune of peace uninterrupted. In the grand narrative of ocean governance, India's strategic submarine base, with its enigmatic maneuvering, underscores the principles of transparency and the universally upheld rule of law, guiding the Indo-Pacific region towards inclusive, durable, and peaceful maritime order. By transforming the bedded thrust of currents into a symphony of rhythm and direction, Project Varsha stands as an epic testament of the change a country's vision could bring to the world. As the waves recede back into the ocean, we stand on the precipice of a fresh dawn, a new chapter in maritime history where the old narratives slowly dissolve, making way for the dance of fluid dynamics to rewrite political scripts with the strokes of marine biologists, oceanographers, and naval strategists. Ensconced within this fluid labyrinth, India's strategic submarine base rises like a phoenix, shaping history one stealthy move at a time. As major regional powers fast-track their maritime ambitions, the Indo-Pacific is transforming into a strategic arena of great power contestation. But amidst the frenzy, the waves of the Indian Ocean whisper a compelling narrative of cooperative prosperity, an echo India's leadership listens to and encourages through its extensive diplomatic outreach and maritime initiative. In this geopolitical carousel, India's submarine strategy, coupled with robust naval power projection capabilities and maritime surveillance capacities, avows to tilt the equilibrium. Demonstrative of India's native strength, naval prowess, and strategic foresight, the emerging yearnings blend homage to the old, recognition of the present, and a promise toward the future. India's strategic undersea operations, enacted from the protected confines of its secretive submarine base, put forth a compelling quantum argument against uncontrolled unilateralism. Yet, they also wonderfully embody the multifaceted maneuvers essential in the oceanic symphony. A melange of individual discipline, symphonic coordination, and jazz-like improvisation, the undersea dance celebrates the duality of the Indian spirit and the spirit of the Indian Ocean. In all its essence, Project Varsha presents a narrative that transcends the cocooned world of naval strategies, diplomacy, and statecraft. It is a tale of the Indian spirit, the fierce, yet calm diplomatic demeanor, the vibrant, yet subtle expanse of its oceanic habitats, and the ceaseless, rhythmic dance of its waves and winds. India sees not just victory in keeping its strategic base intact but in ensuring the health of its oceans and the harmony of its global neighbors. The symphony of electrical discharges and clicks reverberates through the cold blue enclosures of the submarine. Echoes fold back, signaling varied readings to the sonar operator. Each returning echo is a message from the ocean, a canvas of intelligence, and a poetic work of cryptic code that's deciphered with practiced finesse. The strained matrices of sound illustrate the charming undersea world, far removed from its massive, tempestuous world of the blue planet that it nurtures. Repeated echoes can indicate a solid undersea mountain, a submarine canyon, or a fluid shoal. Tornadic thrusts can reflect the presence of an unseen submarine. Each rhythmic thrum can paint the picture of an underwater ecology which might play a part in directing the movement of huge marine species across the world's oceans. The acoustic symphony is far more than just a means of locating adversaries. It is a feat of unraveling the poetry of the oceans, of creating an opera out of underwater physics, and an underwater ecology, in perfect unison. The Indian Ocean holds secrets untold and connections unfathomable. It is home to stirring narratives and harbors compelling tales. These stories, believed by many to be inscrutable, find copybook expressions in India's submarine strategy at the forefront in projecting and preserving the country's maritime prowess, regional influence, and facilitative leadership. Not a power grab, but an embrace of responsible leadership that understands well the nuanced rhythm and rhyme of the oceanic opus. As the curtain falls on this revelatory narrative, it sets the stage for a sea change, a penultimate goal of India's maritime ambitions. harnessing the power of the ocean, maneuvering the currents of change, and navigating the trade winds of mutual understanding, India seeks to chart a new course to success, not just for itself, but for all the stakeholders in the ever-expanding Indo-Pacific. The search goes on, the ocean is vast. But then, so is India's spirit, relentless, untamed, and infinite. As its submarines silently glide through the deep, intercepting every echo, exploring and defending every inch, India, through the untiring diligence of Project Varsha, leads by example, demonstrating its maritime resolve, protecting its interests, and contributing toward ensuring a peaceful, prosperous, and rule-based Indo-Pacific. The journey doesn't end here. Indo.s. Maritime engagement is on the rise, the Quad is building a maritime force, and there are new chapters to be written in this epic narrative. As the world faces new conjunctural challenges, the Indian strategic undersea forces keep evolving. India brings all its chess pieces into play, including a possible nuclear triad and advanced anti-ship cruise missiles. Underpinning all these elaborate moves lies a shared oceanic wisdom encapsulated in the words of the sea, drawn from an ancient Indian scripture, the Samaveda, offering a guiding principle. As the threads of this Pandoric saga converge, as the ebbing tides of this drama subside, the mesmerizing yet telling dance of the ocean continues. And amid that ceaseless cadence, India's strategic submarine influence undergoes many transformations. Like its ocean, India's strength ebbs and flows, rises and falls, yet it is a strength that doesn't so much demonstrate as it insists.